Take a look at the electronic tally boards on the House floor during this recent session. The traditional party lines that usually define Washington are completely fracturing. More than 100 Democrats are voting to strip a $3.3 billion foreign military aid package, but they aren't acting alone. They are joined by a bloc of hard-right, libertarian-leaning Republicans. We typically think of American politics as a straight line, with progressives on one end and conservatives on the other. Yet the massive cost of foreign aid forces this line to bend, uniting the extremes against the center. Between a ballooning national deficit and high domestic inflation, overseas spending has become a toxic issue. It is now at a point where it is actively breaking apart the traditional political alliances across Washington. Political scientists measure this anomaly using a framework called the Generalized Graded Unfolding Model, or GGUM. This curve shows how it works. A single centrist policy can face identical opposition from both sides at once. They are performing the same action, voting no, but for completely antithetical reasons. For the progressive left, the motivation is humanitarian. Their opposition is based on the civilian toll and the physical destruction seen in conflict zones overseas. While the left focuses on the human cost, the rebellion on the right flank is driven by something else: cold, hard financial math. Representative Thomas Massie is the leading avatar for this brand of fiscal conservatism on the right. His argument centers on the fact that the U.S. government is continuously borrowing to fund its operations, driving the national debt higher every second. To Massie, $3.3 billion sent abroad is money stolen from domestic needs. He views every dollar exported as a dollar taken away from American infrastructure and veterans. He links this foreign borrowing directly to the economic pressure on average Americans, specifically sustained inflation and the rising cost of basic goods like gasoline. Massie even applied this logic to Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act. He voted against it, despite the fact that it funded the border wall construction he has long supported. He rejected the bill because it relied on budget gimmicks that he believed would explode the deficit in the near term. For these fiscal purists, balancing the domestic ledger is an absolute rule. It is a priority that overrides party loyalty, presidential pressure, and even geopolitical strategy. Inside Washington, the political center usually regroups to protect the status quo of foreign spending. In this battle, the establishment held. The $3.3 billion aid package passed, and the national debt continued to climb. But the party leadership did not forget the rebellion. Massie faced severe political retribution for his refusal to fall in line on the budget. Donald Trump personally intervened, publicly targeting Massie for his defiance on the aid package and the broader budget reconciliation. Massie eventually paid the ultimate political price, losing his congressional seat in a primary challenge driven by this feud. Massie may be out of office, but the fiscal pressures he highlighted haven't gone away. As the national debt grows, the structural tension between foreign obligations and domestic inflation only becomes harder for the center to hold. The establishment crushed the dissenter this time, but so long as domestic prices stay high, the cost of sending billions abroad will continue to force the far left and far right into these strange horseshoe alliances.